Thank you very much for your interest in the Zoho CRM iLoan database built specifically for mortgage professionals. You would have already have your link, but if not, you can just go to iloan.zohoplatform.com and you will see this page. And right here near the bottom, it says sign up today. You would click that and then just enter your name and your email address, as well as your company name for a quick sign up. You click on agreeing to the services, create account, and what will happen next is you will receive an email asking you to confirm that you are signing up for the iLoan trial. This portion may take, sometimes it depends on the time of day, but it may take 3 to 5 minutes for your account to be set up. You will get a confirmation of the sign up. Is spinning up your database. You will receive an email asking you to confirm your account. So you just click on confirm your account, and then you enter in the password that you had selected, hit update, and then it's going to go ahead and finish setting up your user in the trial database. So it's going to default to come to the home page. I'm going to kind of skip that for now because the intent of this video is to just quickly get you started in the trial and give you some tips on using your iLoan in the Zoho CRM platform. Just a quick note though about the home page. The nice thing about Zoho is it's really easy to add and customize any area really that you're looking at in Zoho. So when you get a little bit more used to the tool and the other features in it, you can come back to the home page and add different components or reorder what you see here on your home page. Okay, and obviously this is an empty trial database, so when we go to contacts here at the top, it's going to ask you if you want to import contacts or create a contact. Now, it's very simple to import contacts into Zoho. You can import CSV files pretty easily. That's also something that we help you with if you move forward with purchasing your iLoan account in Zoho. Then we include at no charge the initial setup where you can send us Excel files and we can import those for you. We also have a service where we can set up an automated sync from your LOS, your loan origination software, if you're interested in that as well. But for the intents of this video, I'm going to go ahead and hit create a contact, and that's going to bring up your new contact screen. So here I'm just going to go ahead and enter in a name. And one thing that I want to make a note of right off the bat is the ID status is very important, really in any database. But here in iLoan, you see you have this selection here for what type of contact is this. And we're going to go ahead and select prospect. And at the time that you enter the contact record, of course, you want to put in all the information that you might have on the contact, including things like phone number, email address, their mailing address, etc. Best means of contact, so it's easy for you to remember how they like to be contacted. Another important factor here is the referral. So if, however, the person came to you, you would select that from this referred by list. So what was the type of person that sent you this contact, or, again, did you meet them at an event or seminar, etc. So for this purpose, I'm going to select realtor. And then for referrer name, you notice that there is a little, looks like a little phone book here. That is because this ties into your actual contact database. So once you add more contacts in here, if you put all your referral partners in, whether they be realtors or past clients, they will show up in this list. And so we don't have that loaded yet. So right here, I actually can just quickly add a new contact, and it'll let me do that very quickly. Okay, so I'm just going to save, and then I'm going to associate that. Okay, the next item here you'll notice here is an email opt-out. So along the way, if you start building up your database and there's people that tell you they don't want to be included in your marketing, you could use that to opt them out. The other field I want to draw your attention to is, you notice we have a first name, last name, and then there's a salutation one field. So this is where you would put, for example, this is Randall, but maybe he likes to be called Randy. So that's where I would make that notation of how he likes to be addressed. This is also, by the way, when you create email or letter templates, you can insert this at the top of the template so you're addressing them in the way that they like to be addressed. And then as we scroll down here, you notice that there's also fields for co-borrower information. So, let's say it's got a wife, Rachel, and you can go ahead and fill in all that information there for the co-borrower. We scroll down, there's information about the loan officer. So again, if you're in a team situation, it's very easy to tell what loan officer it belongs to this contact record. There's also security available where, if one loan officer logs in, they don't see another loan officer's contact record. So that's very easy to configure. And then here's some more fields that have to do with the borrower and co-borrower, information about their employment, their, including the years and months, their income, their birth date information is also here. So you could store that. And then if we scroll down, here you would put in, their mailing address in the address information. We go down a little bit further, and here's where you can add information about their family or their children. And this is unlimited, so if they have like 9 children, you actually can add information about each one of them. This item here the question is show borrower interview, and it says see approval coach. And you'll notice if I click that or unclick that, that next section will appear. So this is, again, this is an option, and that's why we set it up with the option to actually display this information. But a lot of loan officers really like to use this to set up a very high level, sort of like financial goals and information that they might use in an annual review. So again, your option to use that or not, and it's very easy for you to toggle whether you want to actually see that or not. So again, the intent of this video, I know I'm going a little fast, but just to give you a real high level of using the trial and getting some information in there so you can get used to how Zoho works and hopefully make the decision to move forward with it. I mentioned previously that included with the purchase of iLoan on the Zoho CRM is the initial setup, which includes if you have Excel files with closed loans or really just any kind of data export that you want to do out of your current database or LOS systems and send those exports to us, we will import those into your database at no charge. We also include some free live over the web one-on-one training services, which we find goes a really long way in helping you to really bite down into the tool and get the most out of it. Okay, so we've added the contact record. I'm going to go back over here to contacts, and now we see that we've got the 2 contact records in here now. So again, very straightforward to be able to import CSV files or add records. And if I wanted to add another record, very simply, there's a plus sign over here on the right. Just hit the plus sign, and that brings me to the new record add area. Okay, so adding records, very straightforward. The other thing I wanted to point out here is searching for a record. So after you've added a few records to your trial, let's say you wanted to go find somebody. Now this is a very small database, of course, at this time, but as you have more and more contacts, it's going to be a lot easier to search by name. So one of the ways you can do that is over in the top right, you see this magnifying glass. You just click that, and that's a search window. So if I start searching for somebody's name, I hit enter and it told me I don't have, there's nobody in my database with that name. But if you start searching for names that are in your database, it will, and you hit enter, it will show you those names and then you can choose the one that fits the bill. Okay, so that's an easy search there. I'm going to go ahead and hit contacts again to go back to my main contacts page. And the other way that you can search is over here on the left. There you see it, the default is all contacts. There's also some, in Zoho it's called views. Another way you might think of it as a lookup. So when you want to look up records with certain criteria, you can create a view for that. But another really simple way to do a lookup is right here where it says filter contacts by, I can just click my mouse in there and start typing in the name of a field. So let's say I only want to find records that have an email address. So I can just start typing the word email and all these fields that have that word email come up, and I can just click on email, and then there is a decision selection here, starts with, ends with. So I can say is empty and then apply filter, and that's going to show me all of my records that don't have an email. Or I can say here, is not empty, apply filter, and that's going to tell me that I don't have any. Then to back out of that, I can just hit cancel and then clear. So any field that exists in the database, which you saw a short snapshot of, all the bar or co-bar fields, you could do these quick searches by. Another example is maybe let's, once you, by the way, the intent is that you put everybody in this database, not just your borrower type contacts, but all of your strategic partners should also go in here, like realtors, builders, CPAs. And then it's very easy to search by that ID status that I mentioned. So if I just type in ID, then I can select ID status and is not, etc. And here, if I click in, it's going to give me my pull down, and I can just type prospect and again apply the filter, and it will quickly look up the contacts that qualified for that particular criteria. And then just to back all the way out, I just hit the X and it goes back to my default, which is all contacts. I'll mention one more time, the intent of this video is a very short sort of handhold into using the iLoan database, but when we do the training with you, I go into a lot more detail about how to use that view and lookup function to really help you look up the exact list of contacts that you're trying to find. Okay, the next area that I want to talk about real quick here is loans. So there is a loan component here because, again, this is customized specifically for mortgage professionals and very simple to create a loan. If you send us an export from your LOS, we will import those loans for you. And again, we do also have an option to set up an auto sync from your LOS. But here, if I want to create a loan, everything is linked back to your contact records. So you notice here it says borrower, and then it's got looks like kind of like the yellow pages. So if I click in here, this is actually a way to look up your entire database. So you pull them from contacts and you're creating a new loan for that contact. So you can, of course, have one contact in your database and then have multiple loans, which is, I know, the goal. So here, I'm just going to select Randall. I'm going to create a new loan for Randall. And so here, you just start putting in the loan information. The idea here, by the way, is not to, recreate the entire 1003, but to be able to store enough loan data so that if you want to come back and pull up people that meet a certain criteria so that you can do refis for them, this is a great way to keep them in your own database that travels with you the life of your career. So your company may provide some kind of a database tool for you, but most loan officers recognize that they really want to maintain their own and have that control, not only if they ever leave their company, but also maybe there's things they want to track that their company database doesn't allow them to track. So here again, you would put information about the loan. If we're not doing the auto sync from your LOS, you may choose to only fill this type of information in once the loan closes. But again, very important to track this kind of data in a database that's in your own control. Okay, so you see some more of the fields here. There's some milestone fields that you may or may not wish to track. But I would say at the very least, you'd want to keep track of the closed and or funded date. And then down here is information about the agents. And again, we've got our nice little yellow pages here. So once they're added, any contacts are added in your database, they'd be available here. So very simple to, choose other people in your database as the agents um, from your from the contact section of Zoho. Same thing for title rep, homeowner insurance information, etc. Okay, so that's the loan information. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now, something else I want to mention is that this is a database that's pre-built for mortgage professionals, but you are not locked into these field sets. We can help you customize if there's fields you don't want to use. We can get rid of them for you. If there's fields you want to add, we can add those for you. I can also show you how to add fields, which is pretty simple in Zoho. So really the idea is that this is a tool that supports the way that you want to do business. It's not forcing you into a cookie cutter kind of foundation that kind of supports you in an awkward way. So again, the idea is this is your tool and we get this built and working for you the way that you want. So now I'm still in the loans section. So I've added that loan for Randall. And that also, by the way, is connected to his contact record. So if I click on his name and then scroll down, you'll see that, so I'm on Randall's contact record, and there is a section here for loans. So as you add more loans for Randall, those will all be listed here, and you can click and open any loan, as well as in this view, you can customize, the fields that you're looking at here. So you can see program rate, occupancy, and close date right from the contact record. Okay, so we'll go back to contacts. So that's real simple, straightforward, adding contacts, adding loan information for the contacts, being able to do those lookups that I talked about. And I'm going to go ahead and end this initial video here. Again, the intent was just to give you a quick overview of just getting started with Zoho. There is a full calendaring type system called Activities that I will do a separate video for. And then there's also the ability to create letter and email templates, which I also will do a separate video for. There's also a library of preloaded templates in the template library for mortgage professionals. And you can create your own. You can edit the ones that are here. And that is going to be reviewed in a separate video. Thank you so much. And we would be more than happy to help you not only get acclimated to how this database tool works, but also if you move forward with a purchase, we take our relationship with our loan officer customers very seriously and make sure that we get your data imported for you and provide training and help you along the way. Please contact us at info@q2db.com or phone number 760-434-3431. You can also reach us through our website, which is q2act.com. Thank you very much and hope to hear from you soon.